Welcome to the first video this spring 2023. Finally the weather's improved, got a bit of sun this weekend. It's bank holiday weekend as well, so I've got some extra time off. As you can see, we've started on the framework. I built it a little bit overkill, I think you'd call it. It's 2x2, 2 foot centres on the 2x2. I used a pocket screw system to join it all together. 3x3 on the main legs on the corners. These are actually cemented into the ground, so in case we get any winds. The intermediate legs are 3x2. These are not cemented. There's got 3 ones cemented. This one here, that one there. The other ones are, as you can see, they're sitting on concrete slabs. I built the frame 2 weeks ago, painted it in weatherproof paint, and now working on the baseboards. The baseboards are 18mm shuttering ply. I thought I'd do a video before I start putting it all together. We've got 2 days of warm weather, hopefully. If I get this is how the whole framework's been made. 2x2. I used a pocket hole jig to do the screws in the sun. 4 on each end. It's a nice and strong framework, but it makes it easy to take apart as well, just in case I need to have to get to certain sections underneath for repairs. But it's coming along. The intermediate gaps you see here, I didn't add yet. This is where the baseboards connect. I wanted to make sure that I get the right centres before I do that. There's a little bit squint here and there because the garden isn't 100% straight. It does veer off to one side slightly. That's not to worry. I can modify the track plan to suit that, but I'm cutting the baseboard square to allow for the squintness, which is why I didn't want to add the intermediate sections. At the end of the baseboards there, obviously these are going to go in that way and support the middles there. It's strong enough to walk on. I've been walking around on it and kneeling on it. Might need to do that to do some of the scenery. But it's getting there. It's finally nice to be able to actually do something. Been waiting for the dry weather. On the rear end, it's actually bolted to the fence with 10mm, the fence post with 10mm bolts. Track wise, it's the short section there. It's just over 9 feet. And the long section is just under 23 feet. So it should be a good run. Controls are going to be wireless to allow him to move around to put the cars back on the track. So obviously it's a bit of a trek from get to one end to the other. Width wise on this section, it's 42 inches across. This allows me to reach onto the other side of the board, easy to pick the cars up and come off the track. This side is 38 inches across, slightly narrower, but this is going to be the hairpin bend on that section. But it's coming along. Once we start laying track, I'll get out the plans to show you roughly what it's going to look like. But I'm quite happy with it. 18mm structural ply. It's pretty heavy. It's also why I add in supports underneath as I go for the heavier parts. Don't want to get to the end of the cut and it'll snap, damaging the board that we want to keep. That's it. Get an idea of how big it is now. I've added a 5.5mm backing, 11.5 inches tall. Stop the cars flying off on that side, also to add some scenic background. That's going to be all the way around. At the front, to finish it off, I'm also going to add a 6-inch piece, depending on how the scenery is. Going to try and create a bit of contour in the scenery to create a bit of depth. But that's all the boards cut, all the heavy work done. Got a mark and add the intermediate supports between the boards. Other than that, it's done. Obviously got to paint and seal the edges now. I might actually use some epoxy resin on the edges. I've got some spare. Give it even better sealing. But it's getting there. At least we've got some weather to be able to get it done. Especially blue sky all day today, so I've got all day today. Step 1 finished.